You are not lazy. You just haven't built a system that supports who you're becoming. But here's the truth. Nothing tastes as good as discipline feels. Not the wine, not the pizza, not the dopamine from a binge. Because discipline is not a punishment. Discipline is luxury. Discipline is freedom. Discipline is the ultimate self-care. Let's be clear. This is not just about chasing thinness. It's about waking up with clarity, moving with grace, and eating like someone who respects herself. Because when you wake up and you're already thinking about food and go to bed regretting everything you ate, that is not freedom. That is food noise. And food noise is a symptom of a deeper disconnection from your body, from your values, and from the version of you that actually feels good. Food noise is that constant chatter in your head. Should I eat this? Is that too much? What's next? Even when you're not hungry. Even when you just ate. That's not a motivation issue, that's a signal issue. You don't need to fight your appetite, you need to understand it. Because when your body is nourished, the food noise starts to fade. Freedom isn't found in just eating less, it's found in eating smarter. You are not broken. You just haven't built a system that works for the woman you're becoming. For me, the hardest part wasn't actually the food. It was the wine. That just one glass a week to take the edge off turned into a few times a week, and then sometimes 2 glasses in the evening, which led to me waking up feeling puffy, bloated, anxious, depressed, and mad at myself. I have a really good relationship with food, and I'm very disciplined with my fiber, my protein, my steps, all of that. But then after a hard day with my kids, 7 p.m. would hit, and I'd get back into that habit of just pouring a glass. Be good all day, pour the wine, regret, repeat. For me, that glass wasn't about the flavor, it was about the escape. I didn't know how to sit with that feeling of stress or the overstimulation of mom life. So I rewarded myself with a glass of wine. And it's not that alcohol is evil in itself, but I really value my health, and I know that consuming alcohol numerous times a week is not good for me. So that really frustrated me because this was a habit that I was having a really hard time shake because it felt like something that was for me. This was my reward. This was a gift to myself, but then it turned out not to be a gift. Here's what kind of changed everything for me. I stopped trying to white knuckle my way through willpower, and I started becoming someone different. I literally started thinking differently, thinking like the person I wanted to think like, morphing myself into the girl I wanted to be. When I mentally stepped into this girl who didn't need to have that glass of wine, who didn't even want it, then I wasn't anymore. I get to decide who I am and who I want to be. Someone elegant, someone disciplined, someone who knows the luxury of waking up calm, clear-headed, and proud. Someone like Victoria Beckham. Victoria is the queen of elegant discipline. She weight trains 5 times a week. She starts her day off with a protein shake that David makes her, and she eats grilled fish and vegetables like it's a ritual. But the part that people miss is that she also indulges. Wine on vacation, cake at a celebration. She's not rigid, she's anchored. Her discipline is her aesthetic. And what I love is it's not willpower, it's just who she is. And that is the shift. You don't need more effort, you need an identity upgrade. We all need to get a little bit more posh. Let me walk through with you the exact structure I use. It's not a diet. It's a skinny system, a framework for food freedom without the spiral. First off, as I've said in previous videos, it's all about intuitive eating. It's about healing that relationship with your mind and body by eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're satisfied, not stuffed, and eating what your body wants to eat. You can learn more about this in my ebook or watch some of my other videos to get more in depth about intuitive eating. It's also really the framework behind Skinny Talk, so check that out too. Fiber before feelings. I start every single day with 1 to 2 teaspoons of inulin fiber in my coffee. This soluble fiber is unbelievable for balancing your blood sugar, reducing bloat, triggering satiety, and silencing cravings. It's really amazing on a fasted stomach too. I don't love to have just plain caffeine on an empty stomach, but I find caffeine with inulin fiber keeps the jitters away and is a really wonderful way to start your day. Protein is queen. I aim to get 20 plus grams of protein in every single meal that I eat. Again, the reason being is it's such a satisfying macronutrient, and it honestly completely reduces those cravings, which really helps you to make better choices. It's also really helpful for portion control because you don't have to eat a lot to feel full. Think eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, tofu, tempeh, protein smoothies, ground turkey bowls, lean ground beef, baked chicken breasts, things like that. Electrolytes every day, sometimes twice a day. So often we confuse dehydration for hunger, and sometimes we are dehydrated not because of lack of water, but because of lack of minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, things that you will get in electrolytes. Think hydration before snacking. Move instead of munch. If you're starting to get a craving, move your body. Walk, lunge, push up. Whatever it is, just start moving your body. Honestly, distract it. Change your state before changing your plate. Meal math. I look for balance in every single one of my meals. I think protein plus fiber plus healthy fats for flavor. And this really helps me make balanced, nourishing meals for my body. I really try also not to graze, not to eat off of my kids' plates, because every single bite counts. It does. I want to eat like a woman with standards, not a mouse, which I have been called by my family because I'm a nibbler. So I'm really trying to not nibble, but to instead walk with elegance, grace, and eating with higher standards. Wine is not therapy. Alcohol isn't off limits. For me personally, it was just a bad habit that I just wanted to substitute with something else. So now instead of going for my wine, I will drink some kombucha or a Zevia or some club soda. And then sometimes, occasionally on the weekends, I will still allow myself to indulge because nothing is off the table. Wine is not evil. The second I say you can't drink this, you can't eat this, you want it more. So it's not off limits for me. But instead, I try to do it very intentionally. So when you have a craving, like wine or chocolate or chips or whatever it is for you, am I celebrating or am I coping? Is this helping me align or avoid? So for something that you really love but you find it hard to moderate, set a limit in your mind before you start. For example, don't say no to the M&Ms, but maybe say, I'm only going to have 3 and then I'm gonna go for a walk. Allow yourself to enjoy the thing you love, but also recognize it's hard to moderate some things. Or for me with a glass of wine, I'm gonna have one intentional pour, enjoy those sips, and then be done with it. Because I don't want to eat or drink to numb myself, but rather I want to eat and drink in alignment with who I am. Let's talk about cravings. Let's be honest, most aren't just physical, they're emotional. So often we are not hungry, we are just overwhelmed, overstimulated. You've been holding everyone up, doing everything you need to do, and now you are done. You're craving relief, not sugar. So try this out. When you get those feelings, try your best to pause. And then in that pause, try to reroute that craving. So instead of going for whatever it is you're craving, go for a 10-minute walk. Have a relaxing shower or bath, do your skincare, drink sparkling water with lime, have some tea, clean your house. As adults, we don't need to be snacking all the time, but we do need a system. I think it's also so important to recognize that food isn't the solution to every emotion. You are now. We don't spiral at dinner. We don't drink wine to numb. We drink for pleasure. We don't go to bed with regret. We go to bed proud. Following a skinny system allows you to have a fridge that isn't a temptation, but rather it has items in it that support you. A breakfast that will stabilize you because it's balanced. It has protein, fiber, and sometimes healthy fat. Habits that soothe you instead of sabotage. We're not just chasing skinniness. We're chasing clarity. And with every calm meal, every slow bite, every glass of water, I remind myself that discipline is not a diet. It's my new aesthetic. You don't need a diet. Diets don't work. But what we do need is an identity shift, a mind shift, a shift in the way we view ourselves and in the way we think. Don't think of discipline as a to-do list or a shame cycle, but rather just what you do. It's who you are. You're the girl who drinks lemon water without thinking. You're the girl who can have 1 to 2 bites of a cookie and not need to finish the rest because you just enjoyed the satisfaction of those 2 bites. Discipline becomes your default, not because you have to try harder, but because you're no longer negotiating with your old self. The old self is gone. The new self has come. You've leveled up, and when people see you, they feel it. Your energy says that you have standards for your body, for yourself, for your food, and for your peace. You don't chase balance. You become it. Here's what I know. We will not change until staying the same hurts more than doing something new. If you're tired of the regret, if you're tired of the binge spirals, if you're done feeling foggy, inflamed, frustrated, you don't need another challenge. You don't need a diet. You need a system, a calm one, a beautiful one, a system that gives more than it takes. Because discipline clarifies you. It returns you to yourself, or to the self that you so desire to be. It's like going to the gym. It is a discipline to work out, but once you follow through, it becomes a habit that is so life-giving. It is hard at first to change a habit, but once you change habits, you are literally changing who you are. This isn't about punishment. It's not a hack. It's not a trend. It's an identity shift. You are not broken. You are becoming. And let me say this because this really matters. If you slip, you are not a failure. You are a woman with grace. You course correct, not collapse, because this system is yours. It's about being you, your lightest, brightest, and kindest. And nothing tastes as good as that feels. Nothing. This isn't about perfection. It's about protecting your peace. Give yourself grace wherever you are on your journey, and know that you, right now, as you are so beautiful, and that you are worthy of change. Be kind to yourself and always be kind to others. Bye guys. See you in the next one.